your horror movie podcast.
What is up, Hack/Slash? Welcome back. It is your man Hacky. I'm sitting here with who?
Just Justin, what is up?
Justin, what kind of adventure did you have today?
We had quite an adventure, and I was trying to, influence a few people by taking this here boat over here to my island to flash back to the movie that came out in 2023 called Influencer, a Shutter original. Have you seen this movie, Sean?
I had never actually seen this movie, so I knew absolutely nothing that was going on. And honestly, I thought this movie was actually a different movie called Fantasy. I think it's called Fantasy Island.
Okay.
It's about an island that lets people live out their wildest fantasy, and it takes a dark turn and all that stuff. And I thought it was the same movie. So when I started watching it, I was like, is this the right one? I thought I saw this, but I guess I didn't.
Yep. All right. And I'm not gonna lie, I picked it too. I have never seen it. I don't even think I watched the trailer for this. I was panicking trying to pick a movie that in the last couple of years, and I remember this had some hype when it came out. I don't remember why, because I literally, like I said, I know nothing about it. I thought the cover looked kind of cool, so I was like,
I do like the cover.
It was a nice cover, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna judge a book by the cover. Let's watch Influencer. Let's see.
You know what I didn't like though when I opened that cover?
What?
The first page. Because you know how when you're in Shudder and you scroll over to a movie, the cover art looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
But in the description in the background, it gives you a still shot of the movie if it doesn't play the trailer in the background while you're trying to read that little synopsis.
Yeah.
And when you click this, it's just a picture of one of our main girls, CW, looking at her phone.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, this is a hard. This looks low budget. It looks like it's just going to be boring. It looks like I'm going to want to gouge my eyes out and send you dirty messages.
Yeah.
About how much I hate your movie choices.
Right. Well, and also, like I said, I picked this without even watching, so I was kind of iffy too about this because I'm like, it sounds corny, you know what I mean? Influencer, it sounds like it's just gonna be some stupid
I felt like it was gonna fall into the One Missed Call or Unfriended.
Yes.
You know,
oh my God,
one
that's
of those
well
type of movies.
Like that kind of feel, just the whole But I guess you can start walk us through this and
let's dive right into this. Let's go for a swim in the ocean, dude. A day in the life of an influencer. Where do I start? Let's start though with some glamorous lifestyle shots. The extravagant vacations, the flawless selfies, the inspirational posts that Justin knows everything about how you need to get out of your shell and live your best life.
Yes, let's go.
This is exactly how Madison showcases her somewhat lonely life to the rest of the world, because behind every post with 500 likes within a matter of seconds, you see this lonely girl, and you can almost feel it right away. And even Madison's boyfriend, also quote unquote her social media manager, he blows her off and sends her on this Thailand trip all by herself, even though this is the trip that he wanted to take. Even her best friend, I think this dude's name is Jay. Halfway through the conversation, you feel for Madison because she's expressing that she needs to talk to someone. She doesn't know if this Madison lifestyle is for her. She's not even really into it with her boyfriend. She needs a friend. She needs almost a shoulder to cry on or just an ear to talk to. And this dude is try to smile more, bye, and hangs up on her.
Crazy.
You fucking, you fake ass motherfucker. Solo drinks at the bar, and our local prowler from across the pond is trying to chat it up with Madison. And she gets saved by the bell by CW. See what I did there?
I love that.
CW, Saved by the Bell.
Yep.
I know it's not all the same, but you know what I'm saying.
I got you.
Growing up in the 90s. CW invites her for a late night stroll on the beach. They hit it off, and they even start making plans for the next day. CW shows Madison a different side of Thailand, and it kind of starts to feel like they're building a strong friendship. The only flaw that I can see so far with CW is that she just does not like having her picture taken. They're on top of a mountain. She goes to take a selfie, and CW instantly puts her hand over her face, and she's like, "Nah, don't do that. I'm good." She's like, "All right, cool." And but this doesn't stop them from visiting a zoo. They even go out for a night on the town where they link up with a few guys. They have some fun. Drinks are flowing. The dancing's good. Everything's going wonderful, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every wonderful night deserves a great ending.
Yes.
Yeah. Everything goes right, except for Madison. Madison gets back to her room now, only to find that it has been ransacked. All her money and even her passport are gone. CW is becoming a solid friend, though, and she helps her out by filing a report with the local police and by getting her an expedited form so she can get her passport back. The only issue is she's going to have to travel to Bangkok in about 2 weeks to pick it up from the American embassy. Madison's not happy about this because she does not want to be in Thailand any longer than she needs to be. She even sits down and she calls her boyfriend Ryan, and she's trying to tell him everything that's happened. And this dude fucking gaslights her hardcore. He starts laying into her, and she didn't raise her voice once in this whole conversation. She's so trying to explain everything. And he's like, whoa, stop yelling at me. Why are you so mad? Stop being so aggressive. Madison's like, you know what? I'm done. Like, we're done. This is rough. Done. We need to break up. And he's like, so no. Calm. How about you just call me in the morning when you've had time to think about this and stop being like selfish? I'm like, what a dickhead.
Dude, like you said, she was so calm. And like you said, he's like lost his shit on her. And like you said, she was so calm. She's the one stressed out in the other country, missing all her shit.
And he's like, blaming this on her. Like, how could you let this happen?
Completely victim shamed her. Like, blamed her.
Dude so just bad. Had 4 lines of dialogue. And I'm already like, this dude's a peck ahead.
Yeah, I do not like him.
Time to put on that fake happy smile, though, because it's more selfies and more exploring Thailand with CW. They're experiencing caves, which looks pretty cool. They're even taking boat rides like all over Thailand. These girls seem to be finally having a great time. And it gives you that feeling that these guys have been friends forever. Like, this is a friendship meant to be. CW takes Madison back to her place. And CW, bro, has quite the friggin' house. Like, this house is dope. And Madison's like, yo, why are you out here? And she's like, why'd you come to the hotel? And she's like, well, you can't meet people by living in the middle of the jungle. And I'm like, all right, makes sense.
I know.
But if you catch this, though, while Madison's kind of like walking around, she picks up a book. And when she opens the front cover, it says Becky Wilson in the top right-hand corner. And a lot of people, when they buy a book or they go on vacation or something like that, or bring it to school, they tend to write, you would write your name on the inside front cover to identify that book as yours. Now, Becky Wilson, those aren't the same initials as CW.
It's not CW.
So I'm starting to get like a little red flag, but I'm not too worried about it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'll tuck it. I almost throw it, but almost.
Let's put that back in the sock.
All right, we'll put it back.
Yeah, if we're being honest, dude, she could have bought this from like a secondhand store. She could have bought it off of eBay. You know what I mean? It is in English and it is in Thailand. Maybe she got it at a thrift shop. There's a lot of explanations, so let's not read too much into the book.
Pump the brakes.
But either way, CW lets her know. She's like, yo, I got a surprise for you tomorrow. And she's, all right. Madison's like, I'm down for that. So at the ass crack of dawn, dude, we see CW carrying some cans of gas. They're going out to a little boat, and she's going to take Madison out for her surprise. Turns out it's a secluded island where the girls can let loose, and it is the island on that cover behind Justin.
Right behind me. Check it out. There you go.
CW jokes when they get there, and she says, I'm going to leave you here. There isn't any boat traffic or cell signal, so calling for help is useless. All this water around you, and you really can't drink any of it. Sure, you'll struggle a little bit, maybe go on for a couple of days trying to fish so you can eat something, all this. And I give you maybe 4 or 5 days before you die. And Madison's like, excuse me? Like, she laughs this off like it's a whole joke. So they joke around, you know what I mean? She shrugs it off. And it's just, CW's like, I wouldn't make this a laughing matter. She's like, you think you're the center of the universe because you have followers? Like, you're not. I'm pretty sure if you died tomorrow, I could take over your account and no one would miss you. Like, it is very easily manipulated. And Madison laughs this off, and they just start drinking and they start dancing the night away. Yeah, exactly.
I'm throwing the red flag. Like, hello.
Exactly.
Red flag.
She tells you this in detail and describes everything that should flip these switches in your head, man. But the next morning, we realize what? CW wasn't playing. She was dead ass serious, bro. Because she clearly either drunk Madison under the table or she drugged her or something, because Madison is out cold. And while she's sleeping, CW hops in the boat, just heads back to the mainland.
It just drives back. Just goes back.
Yeah, like nothing ever happened, leaving her there on a deserted island. 3 weeks later, and CW did exactly what she said she was going to do. She has fully taken over Madison's social media presence and informed all of her fans that she's much happier now and that she's actually going to stay in Thailand and she's not coming back. She's even taken over her bank accounts and bought this dope ass house on a cliff with a nice view of the ocean. Dressing like Madison and even taking pictures with all the locals. She's wearing like a blonde wig and a hat, trying, kind of minimize her face in these pictures. Um, CW has gone like full covert CIA secret agent taking over Madison's lifestyle. Eventually, though, we see she's in like she's kind of getting bored of doing all this. I think she's getting bored of doing all this. That was my feeling. But there's also one line
Yeah.
where she's on the phone with a credit card company asking them to increase her limit. So I'm
Uh,
assuming she's maxing everything out.
and also, I didn't take notes on this, obviously because it's your pop. But isn't it like after she like got left on the island? Is that when like we saw like the title card? We saw like
Yeah,
random
yeah.
like, dude, that was like
This is
20
like
something minutes in. Like, I literally couldn't believe it. I'm like, I thought clearly like Madison's like the main character of this movie, and then all of a sudden we
yeah,
get like a title card after she gets dumped off, and now all of a sudden we're in like CW influencer world. I thought that was wild.
absolutely insane, dude. That was a
I
cold open that lasted the first act of the whole
the
movie.
whole entire
It was
first act,
insane.
and then it looks like the movie starting. I'm like, what just happened? I've never seen that before. Kind of love that.
But I'm assuming that her, like I said, she's either getting bored of this lifestyle or everything is maxed out and she's drained all of Madison's assets dry.
Yeah.
Because then she announces to all of her fans that she's going to be taking a long, long break
Yep.
from the daily grind of everything to do with social media. And she's going to go off the grid for a while. So don't really expect it if you don't hear from her for like months, maybe years. Like she's going full ghost mode. We also get a snapshot of CW in a back room developing photos. And I'm guessing Madison's the fifth victim because that
Crazy.
that little old school film camera that she has, at one point she does take one picture of Madison. That picture is now on her wall. And it
Hmm.
looks like there's
Yeah,
four
there's
other
like
girls to
I would
go
say there's
along
like
with
what, five
Madison
total picks.
that are all in the same spot. So I'm assuming this is CW's little trophy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we see CW. She's scrolling Instagram, and it's not because she's bored though. Instead, dude, she's like prepping to stalk her next victim. She's following her next victim all over Thailand until they bump into each other at some like little hole in the wall shop. CW calls the item that this lady's buying. She goes, "That's fake, and I can show you where to get an authentic one for like half the price." And they don't really hit it off though. And this other potential victim just kind of like, I'm good, see you later.
Mm-mm.
And this like pisses CW off because you can see like she does not like being blown off.
Mm-mm.
CW is restless now. She deep dives into this other lady's social media, all to the point where like she narrows down like her daily schedule, how she can bump into her again. And what does she do? She does bump into her again
Yep.
at a bar. This time,
Yep.
instead of pretending to be someone interested in what she's doing, she fangirls the fuck out. Like she pretends like she is a massive fan of this woman. And this lady's name is Jessica. She convinces her to sit down so they can have a couple of drinks and, just kind of go over CW's fandom of Jessica. And the way she's coming at Jessica,
Jessica. Yep.
reminds me so much of Madison's situation and Madison's
It,
storyline because both of these ladies are heavy influencers and they both have boyfriends who just ghosted them when they were trying to go to Thailand.
mhm.
CW swipes Jessica's room key while she's taking like a little photo shoot, like real sly, like too. And right after she does this, Jessica steps up and she's got a phone call and she's like, "Hey, I don't mean to blow you off. I want to hang out later. I'll give you a call. But I just got a call from a sponsor that I completely forgot about. I got to meet up with them, do some things. And then after that, we can get together. There's something I'd really like to show you in Thailand. I think you'll enjoy." This girl, Jessica, seems like she's willing to be friends. And it is Madison 2.0. It
Mhm.
seems like they're very
Deja
genuine
vu.
towards each other.
Yep.
Like we can tell CW has got a pattern. When Jessica leaves to go like see her sponsor, this gives CW the absolute perfect window to go in and ransack her hotel and steal all of her shit. And just like clockwork, dude, when Jessica gets back to the hotel, we see CW smoking a cigarette off to the side. She pulls out her phone like she knows the next step. Jessica goes up to her room, and it's almost like CW's got a counter in her head like 10, 9,
Seriously.
8. And then her phone rings, and it's Jessica freaking the fuck out right on cue. This time, instead of moving into the house that she brought Madison to, she brings her to the new place under Madison's name.
Let's go.
This time, when they get there, though, we see rose petals, candle lights, like the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, is CW trying to like maybe
right
affectionately chase Jessica? Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what's really going on. It turns out, though, it's Ryan,
Oh,
Madison's ex-boyfriend, and he's there to try and win Madison back. CW is furious, and there is so much complication because Ryan's like, you're not Madison. Like this is Madison's house. Like everything is under Madison's name. I know because the checks come from me. You know what I mean? Like I basically
he's like I'm paying for this shit. Like let's go.
Like I just need to talk to Madison. Like I said, dude, CW was furious now, and she's back in the black room of this place, and she's taking down Madison's photo because I guess you can't put up this photo until you're sure Madison's life has been completely erased.
Right.
So, Justin, why don't you tell the listeners all about CW rage cleaning rose petals off the floor?
Yeah. So we see the next morning, she's fucking cleaning this stuff up, and we also see like she uses like a computer to like call Ryan and like
that
a
was
voice.
pretty slick.
Yeah,
that
dude, like
slick.
she knows a lot of shit. Like this is like kind of terrifying because like this stuff feels like it could happen. And she basically uses like a voice computing system to have it sound like Madison. And she's basically like talking to Ryan and saying like it's off, like we're over and everything. Like leave me alone. I can't believe you came here and everything. But even Ryan, I mean, he's pissed, but he's like, you know what? Say this to my face. Like, where are you? Like
yeah, break up with me in person. Like I want to talk to you face to face. You just flew halfway around the world. That's the least you could do.
Exactly. So you could tell he's like, what the hell? I like, obviously I could get she's pissed, but like, it's kind of odd. Like you wouldn't talk to me. Like Sean just said, he went across the world, but well, it's time to move on. The three, because Jessica's still there too now. So, I mean, the three of them, well, they're going to go exploring now. So all of a sudden Ryan's just like, all right, he's just going to go with CW and go with Jessica. And
do you feel weird about that? Like, dude, I felt weird. Like, why are you both now with a stranger? Dude, looking for someone else, but you're gonna go gallivanting all over Thailand with her.
I was so confused. I'm like, what is happening? So like, he's literally with these two girls now, and he like goes out there, and you see him like they're like waiting for like lunch and gonna have drinks or whatever, but they're like on the beach, and you see he's kind of bonding with like Jessica. CW's kind of like waiting. And he's taking pictures of Jessica and everything because she's like, she's an influencer. He does that, all that stuff. And you can tell he's kind of skeptical. He kind of is like mentioning some stuff to Jessica, like, hey, like, like, how long have you known her? Like, what's going on here? He basically says how, like, Madison's place was ransacked and everything, but then you could tell CW's like watching them, and she kind of interrupts right away. She's like, "Hey, like food's ready, like let's go." She doesn't want them really to like them talking.
Yeah, because they're matching up the storylines. Like
exactly,
hey, when Madison met her, it was only X amount of days, and then her passport got stolen out of her room. And then Jessica's like, "That's funny. It's the same exact thing.
It's the same thing that happened."
And you hear CW like, "Oh, that's like funny how often that happens here." Yeah, oh my god!
Exactly. Oh, that happens. Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable. So you can tell she does not want that to happen at all. And then we see an Instagram post. We see from Madison's account that Jessica like DMs her. But of course, unfortunately, it's CW is friggin' running it. So you see Jessica like DMing her the message and stuff like, hey, what's up? Like, talk to me and other stuff. But of course, who's the person that gets it? It's friggin' CW. So, I mean, that doesn't really work at all. And as they're out on the night, you could tell Jessica, she's getting like cold feet. She's kind of like, I'm done. And CW looks over and Jessica is gone.
That's because she got hit with one of those red flags you've been throwing.
Yeah, exactly. She sensed this.
She caught that shit and was like, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Ruling on the field is reversed.
Exactly. She's like, this is 100% a red flag. So she's gone. But of course, CW, she runs out there and she actually sees like Jess's taxi and everything. So she actually ends up following her back to the place. And now they get back to the place where they're staying and CW's place. And she confronts Jess. And Jess is like completely weirded out. She's just like, you know what? Like, you're creepy. She doesn't realize how bad. She just thinks she's like taking advantage of everyone. She's like, basically like, you're jealous. You're taking advantage of these people. I don't think she realized she's like actually wants to kill people and take over their account, but she is realizing like, look, you're creepy. I am getting the hell out of there. She's like packing her bags and she is getting out of there. Well, that was her plan because she gets smashes Jess's. CW just grabs her face and smashes her into the wall, starts strangling her, like dragging her out. And the craziest freaking kill, dude, she has high heels on and she like throat curb stomped her. Like she stabbed her freaking high heel, like through her freaking throat.
I'm gonna go ahead and float this out there.
Yeah.
Out of all the horror movies we watched, we just watched a movie that was all about slashes and bloody axe wound.
Right.
We watched Cooties with all kinds of crazy kills in that.
Yeah.
This might be the most intense kill that I've seen this year so far in 2025.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. Like I said, like you see the high heel thing and it goes through her throat. Like that's so disgusting.
It was almost like, dude, she was like slowly rubbing it on her neck too before she did it.
And
like,
then
you're gonna feel this.
And then the craziest shit ever, like you see her, she's cleaning up the blood and everything, and she packs her into the damn suitcase. She literally stuffed her in a freaking suitcase. But all of a sudden you hear something. We see Ryan is back, and Ryan's having fun. He's drunk. He's brought some people back. So you know what? He is so excited to show off the house and everything. CW is pissed. She's like yelling at him and everything or whatever. You can tell she's so paranoid. She's like looking to see where the blood is, like trying to clean up. And she's yelling, get these people out of the house, get them out. So Ryan, he's pissed. He's like, oh, whatever. Like, I guess we are not allowed to have fun.
Dude calls
here,
her mom.
Yeah, I was
just
saying, I'm pretty sure he's
mom?
like, oh, mom doesn't want us to have fun. Like, you happy, mom? So, yeah, that goes. So they all leave. Brian, you know, he's drunk, so he just goes back. He's like, whatever, I'm going to sleep. And we see CW now. She grabs a knife and she is walking to friggin' Ryan's room now. But right before she gets like to the door, she is completely stopped because she's alert on her phone from the Instagram account. But of course, remember, she's running Madison's account. Ryan posted, great day with Jessica and Madison's weird ass friend. And she stopped because there's a picture, like you said, Sean talked about how she does not want to have a picture taken of her. But this is one of the few that Madison took a picture of herself, and we actually see CW like up against the wall in the background. So she stops right there and everything. So we're like, oh, all right. Well, then we flash forward now to the next morning. We see Ryan come downstairs, and there is breakfast out. There's like drinks, like orange juice, mimosas and stuff. There's like the big spread. Like CW is batshit crazy. She is apologizing right now and everything. And you can tell him, he's confused. He's like, where's Jess? Like, did Jess leave? And
dude, CW even dials into the point where there's like a used breakfast plate, and she's like, yeah, dude, she ate and left.
Yeah, she literally, I was gonna say if you noticed that. She literally, oh yeah, she ate and she left, and he's like, oh. Okay, like it's kind of weird, but and then she's like, "Oh yeah, you can stay and everything," and is like apologizing and stuff. Like this is crazy, and how this girl is so diabolical. We see him like checking his phone and everything, and all of a sudden we see CW posted from Madison's account, and it says "New love of my life," and there's a picture of her like posted in front of this giant building with another friggin' guy. Like, I felt so bad for Ryan. Like, this is so diabolical. Like, this is next level and crazy shit. And then all of a sudden, like, we see CW is like talking Ryan like out of liking Madison. Like, the two of them go out, they go out for drinks or whatever. They're just going because obviously now this dude is actually depressed now and everything. And we see like something gets slipped in his drink, and they're out there drinking, they're having fun together. But holy crap, because whatever the hell she drugged him with, you see he gets messed up. You see them on the way home. They're like a taxi or something driving, and he's like slouched over, like barely in and out of consciousness to the point where she like carries him in the house. Like she throws, and then what does she do? She throws him into the freaking bed, and she starts like taking off like his pants and everything. And to the point where she literally takes out a condom and like unwraps it like it's used and like throws it on the freaking floor. She like unlocks his phone with his face. She like gets on top of him, she takes off her clothes and everything, and she's like taking pictures and like posing with them and everything. Like, holy shit. And then she like literally just goes and lays with them. Like
the only thing I have to say about this, like, yeah, she roofied him and she's setting this dude up hardcore.
Yeah.
But at least she didn't go through with the actual act.
I know.
She's setting him up so when he wakes up, he thinks they did.
Exactly. I was gonna say, yeah, she literally didn't actually do that. She sets the whole entire thing up like they did and everything. Absolutely crazy. Now it's the morning time. Like they wake up and obviously this dude's gonna be so groggy and everything. Like she literally just gets out of bed and like showers like they had like a night together or whatever. And she's like, oh, 1 hour to the f ferry. And you can tell he's like looking at her and he's like, wait, whoa, like what the hell? You kind of tell him, you see him like looking around the room trying to realize like what happened, like where are my clothes? Like, is this like, is this friggin' real? And sure enough, they go through the morning, and you can still get the feeling he's really groggy and everything. She drives him to the ferry, drops him off. We see that it looks like he boards the ferry. We see she's like watching from the shore. And also, what is she doing there? She's got like a little fire going. She's burning like wigs. She's burning Madison's freaking
All
passport.
evidence of Madden.
All, yeah, Madison's shit is completely gone right now. After we see him board that, we get like a flashback scene that was kind of cool because it was basically shows Ryan and Madison's like first date. There was a whole like catfish story of how they even met or whatever. He's messing around, taking fun pics of her, and you see he's the kind of the person that's like, you know what? Like you could like people could follow you. Like you're so beautiful, and like you could like have a knack for this. You could be like an influencer, and he's like taking pictures of her, and you could tell she's like, oh no, no, like you're just being nice and everything, and
So
pretty much,
outside of the romantic part of this whole conversation, Justin,
yeah.
Ryan reminded me of you when we first started this podcast,
Oh
and you were
geez.
trying to explain how vital the proper hashtags are to
Oh yeah,
anything that we post.
yeah, because
Because he's like, you could go viral. You could go viral with the right
I
hashtags.
was gonna say he literally says he says that like the proper hashtags and everything. And he's like, I can help you with this and everything. But then we see that Ryan, he did not actually leave. We are back to reality, and he did not leave. We see he actually found the resort. You see him looking at a picture of the one that fake Madison posted with the new guy, and he sees the hotel that's in the background of the picture. First of all, super clever, kind of love that. And he goes to the front desk and he basically says like, "Hey, my girlfriend is here," and everything. And they're like, "What are you talking about?" He says the name and everything, and they're like, no, she is not here. Like, we haven't seen her." So now he's just like, this dude's like, what the hell?" Like he sits down right there at the like the bar, and a guy sits next to him. And this is the same guy that we saw earlier in the movie that sat next to when Madison was there and actually with like
He was
CW.
trying to hit on her.
Exactly when he was hitting on her, the one that
I
Sean
come
talked
to
about earlier.
Thailand for all the beautiful women.
Exactly. So this is crazy. Like that guy sits next to him, and it's the same guy. And thank God Ryan's smart enough. He asked, he's like, "Hey, have you like seen this girl?" And he's like, "Nah, man, I'm so sorry. Like there's so many girls and stuff that comes in here." But then he's like, wait, you know what? I do remember her. He's like, she was with a girl with a birthmark on her face, and CW obviously has a giant birthmark. And he's like, oh yeah, that was like a few weeks ago. And Ryan's like, no, no, this was posted yesterday, and like shows the picture, and the guy looks at the picture, and he's like, no, no way, that wasn't yesterday because like the weather doesn't match. Like we're in
Yeah,
like
he's like, we're in the rainy season.
he's
He's
like it's
like,
rainy
there's not
season
a
right
cloud in
now.
the sky
Yeah,
except
so
for a
like
sunny day we've had in weeks.
so that guy calls that right there, and he's like, oh, okay. And then we also see now that he calls Brian leaves now, and he calls Jay, and he's basically like that was Madison's like best friend. And he's like kind of grilling him, just kind of like, did she talk to you? Like, what are you talking? And even Jay's like, no, I haven't even chatted with her for like a few weeks. And he's like, she never mentioned a new guy. So something is just not adding up here at all. No one's seen of her for a few weeks, and we see like he now is watching. Ryan is going, he's clicking, looking on his laptop, and he is going over Madison's post. And he is going it over and over. We're talking like frame by frame. He is pausing it, clicking it, pausing it, and clicking it. This is so wild because first of all, he's wicked smart. He does this kind of shit. He realizes in a clip of it, it's like a millisecond. You see her face isn't really her face. It's
It could
photoshopped on.
like,
You see
yeah,
the
it could be a shadow.
it literally is like a birthmark. And like you said, there's a giant birthmark on the face. You see it for a half a second and no, and he realizes like, holy shit, like CW is batshit crazy. She literally took over her account. Absolutely crazy. So we see Ryan goes back to the home now. And we see he finds like a backpack in there. CW's not there. And he finds Madison's journal in there. And it's like, oh man, this is getting crazy. He hears the car arrive. And CW comes over and he just knocks CW out, where like hits her in the head, like pretty much with that toy that Jess bought, like just complete. And he ties her to a freaking chair. He is absolutely grilling her, completely grilling her, like what's going on. And she's like, "Go ahead, like call 911." And she sent freaking messages out from Madison's account saying like he hit her, freaking blackmail. Dude, this girl is so crazy, man. She's got everything covered too. It's like insane the shit that she's like always
She
ready.
is literally a mega villain. Like she is a
I,
mastermind.
I hate her so much, but she's actually like this movie's actually freaking clever. Like some of the shit really makes sense. And then she's like, wait, like I can take you to her. I can take you to her. And I'm like, oh God, what the fuck? Like, so you see them now, like they're walking down to the freaking boat and everything, down near the damn water, and it's freaking dark out and everything. And like he has a knife and everything, and the arms are tied, and all of a sudden though, she knocks him into the freaking water. She just jumps right into that damn water and like wraps herself around him, is just like strangling him to death as he's obviously drowning. Like it absolutely freaking crazy. Like to the point like he's dead. She just killed Ryan. Like um holy
She is
shit.
like incredibly strong too.
Dude, so
Like
strong. Like
shockingly strong.
yeah, like when I say you got to see this movie because obviously this guy he's a guy like she like literally is like gets on him like a wrestling move underwater and obviously she's very fit and lives island life and shit. So I mean she
Her
fucking
lung
strangles him.
capacity is amazing because she's under there a lot longer than he
I
is.
was gonna say and she's out there longer. So I mean she knows what she's doing. Like I said, she absolute super villain, crazy. And then of course he's dead. She makes a post from freaking Madison's account saying how like Ryan abused her and she needs to speak up. She's so brave about this and everything, and she even finds an engagement ring from Ryan and everything. And of course, the post blows up. It is you just see the alerts coming up.
And
Even
you see
friggin'
sponsors pulling out. They're like, we're ceasing all communication.
yeah, every single thing like this smear campaign is insane. Even freaking Jay, Madison's best friend, is like, oh, I never trusted Ryan and everything. Like you see a message from him, he even turns on him. Like, dude, holy crap. And
Jay has
anyway,
got to be the worst best friend ever. I
worst
feel like
best
he
friend
flip
ever.
flops and he's so
Dude,
washy.
fake, so fake, it's disgusting. And anyway, to the point where now you see like she loads his body onto the boat. Now it's his turn, and he's dead. She just needs to go to the island. So you see her, she's driving to the friggin' island. She gets to the island and she dumps Ryan's. Well, she's getting ready to dump Ryan's body, and he's still in the boat. But she jumps off, parks the boat, and she's walking, just kind of looking around, and she actually sees like a few logs and there's like numbers like right in like one,
Yeah,
2, 3, 4, 5 like Roman numeral like
dude,
crossed out like a
it's
countdown.
like almost a month and a half worth of tally marks.
Yeah, like a lot. And you're like, What the hell?" Like, yeah, I counted like over 40. And you see
Smart girl, dude. Smart
and
girl.
and you see some shits like made out of sticks. You see like some like artifact looking things, like some things are like made. And she grabs a shovel and she heads out into the island. And anyway, she's walking out there, and you can tell she's kind of like a little spooked. She's a little confused of what the hell's going on right now. But she walks out there, and she walks out to like two grave markers, and all of a sudden, dude, holy shit, from behind, dude, Madison is still alive. And she's like, "You bitch," and smashes her face 2 times. Dude, this actually shocked me. This actually shocked me. I like completely forget. You don't see her for so long.
Dude, I forgot all about Madison.
Did
After the
not,
title credits,
dude.
I,
This movie, she actually kills her and will hit her and then you see she goes to the boat. She unfortunately sees Ryan's body there, but she just floors it. She gets on the boat and she drives away. And you see CW's not dead, but she's like laughing. Even
yeah,
she
dude,
even
she's like proud of
dude,
her.
she like looks at her and it's almost like a half smile and kind of laughs like a psychopath, that's not a word.
Yeah,
Maniac. She is. The end. Bro, what just happened? That was
bro.
wild.
Just real quick, I just thought about these 2 points.
Yeah.
One, like Tyler, obviously there's a lot of trash like around those areas because it's overly populated.
Yeah.
So I can understand her getting the water bottles. But how is CW so fucking smart, but missed that she's putting this lady on an island where she's like, you won't have anything to drink
Yeah.
during the rainy season. So all she's
Dude,
got to do is collect the water and then sharpen sticks to go spear fishing. I mean, yeah, you might not be good at it to first start, but if you know you're trapped on this island and you've got spears and you're going to try and fish, eventually you're gonna catch some shit because I don't know about you, but I'm gonna do that until I die.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, at first you're like, how the hell could she be alive? Like first you think that, but dude, like this movie's so smart. Even the fact that when he met with that guy at the bar, the guy says he tells you right then, he's like, it's rainy season. Like it doesn't make it's rainy season, and you're like, holy shit! Like
And
he
it
he obviously wa
just
yeah
mentioned, not
yeah.
hyper fixated. I'm pretty sure
So
it didn't rain at all during the movie.
right, so crazy that they mentioned that. So like I just said, like she survived by getting those things of water, which actually makes sense. So crazy. The end. You can
And
you
then
can talk
I think
first.
maybe CW was laughing because, like, yes, Madison did escape, but she doesn't know anything about CW other than her initials and what she looks like.
Mhm.
My best guess, dude, is because CW is so well thought and methodical about everything that she has done and pre-planned, dude. She is playing 3D chess in this movie with everyone around her. There is no way she doesn't have hidden supplies or a hidden boat with gas on that island somewhere.
I know
No
that's what I
way.
was thinking too. Like
That's probably why she was laughing because she was like, you're not getting away from me that
I
easy."
I like how they end the movie with that because there's like so much you could do here, like you said, because this girl was CW was so smart.
All right, dude. So
Oh,
my final
take it away.
thoughts are: this is one hell of a ride. How many people like just blast their lives all over Instagram with every single detail a maniac would ever need to find you? Methodically craft a plan to the point where where they can paint you into a corner and make you their prey if they really wanted to. CW is a different level of psycho. She doesn't just stay around to enjoy watching you suffer and die at her hands. No, she takes joy in the fact that she's leaving you on a stranded island to die a slow, miserable death while you drive yourself insane. While she plays make believe and takes full hold of your life, it's just insane, dude. Usually in a horror, suspenseful thriller, you're rooting for the final girl to beat our big bad. However, this whole movie, I was more intrigued with wanting to see how CW's mind worked.
Mhm.
I wanted to follow her story. I wanted to know why and how she got started. I need to know if she dies on this island or if she gets caught. Yes, Madison is our final girl, and the fact she survived for so long with so little hope outside of fishing and collecting rainwater makes her such a badass. But this has got to be the first time our villain is the main stage the whole movie, and our body count and our final girl are literally nothing more than an afterthought through most of this movie. I'm going to give it a solid 7. I went in with super low expectations and was pleasantly surprised with how this whole movie played from start to finish. My only knock is this should have been shorter. I
Yep.
wish it was a little bit shorter. Uh, I feel like I know you haven't watched it, Justin, but I feel like this would be a sick fucking episode on Black Mirror.
Hmm.
It's still worth a watch 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wrote yeah, like I kind of like low-key like love this. Like I thought it was like really well written. It had me guessing. I love that all of a sudden like it was just like the title card like 25 minutes into the movie and it switches from Madison to like Sean said to all of a sudden it's just like CW up in front. And then
And
but then
it's not
it
like they ignore Madison either. They mention her
that
throughout the whole
throughout the
movie.
whole entire movie. And then all of a sudden at the end, it has a crazy ending. And I loved how they just kept raising the stakes slowly throughout the whole entire movie. I loved it. I loved how like the rainy season was like mentioned by that guy. Absolutely loved that. And I loved that like the movie itself wasn't like scary and creepy, but the concept, like Sean said, because like this could really have like picture social media. Everyone is posting everything. And the fact that if you have someone as tapped to CW, something like this actually could freaking happen, especially these people going to other countries and stuff. So even though like the movie itself, you're watching it, you're not actually scared or anything. It actually is a very scary concept of that I think
Dude,
was
and when she was hunting
really
Jessica,
creepy.
she didn't even like have to do any real work, dude. She
Dude,
went on
it
Instagram and just typed in Bangkok
insane. Like that's
and
what I
was
mean. Like
like, "Oh,
this,
here's a single white lady by herself. I'm gonna stalk her."
yeah. So this was what, like I said, that part is just so freaking scary. I gave this a 7.5 out of 10 because, like I said, I didn't even watch the trailer. I knew nothing about this, and I really enjoyed this one. This one gets a 7.5 out of 10 from me. So, yeah.
I actually wrote my closing thoughts when I first watched the movie, Justin. I've watched this
Hmm.
movie 4 total times.
Holy crap! All
Yeah.
right,
And
yeah.
so it's an extremely easy rewatch.
I'm excited to watch like that. Like
Yeah.
this, yeah. If someone said, "Hey, you want to watch Influencer?" I would 100% watch this again with someone.
And I outside of like campy slashes with like Freddy, Jason, Michael,
Yeah,
all that shit, I have never disregarded our final girl so quickly and
dude.
been full team villain.
And the crazy thing too, it wasn't like there wasn't like crazy like there was a crazy kill in this, but it wasn't even like there was like crazy like kills or anything. Well,
We
there
had
was a
yeah,
crazy kill, but it wasn't like there was lots of like violence and kills.
it, two
And it's
kills.
yeah, and
Two
it's
kills. I
still
mean,
though
granted, I think the body count is 6
right.
because you get the 4 girls before Madison, and then you get Jessica and you get
Yeah.
the boyfriend.
But the fact like this literally kept me guessing. It was like had like the psychological like horror to it too. So I thought, like I said, I wasn't even bored. I really like this one a lot.
And this was just over an hour and a half long. And
Yeah.
like I said, I wish it was shorter because I feel like it would impact more, but it did
Hmm.
not feel like an hour and a half movie. It
Yeah.
felt fast.
Yeah, I was not bored. Like I really like this was a solid watch. Go watch Influence. You got
You
any
know what I mean?
fun
I'm
facts?
glad you picked that because I probably never would have watched this.
That's the thing. That's why I kind of forced it for the pod because the same thing. I'm like, I don't know, but I heard good
Yeah.
things,
All
so
right. So
I'm glad.
CW's birthmark is not makeup. Actress Cassandra Nod was actually born with a large, what does it say, nevus under her right eye, giving her that
Hmm.
birthmark. In a scene where CW takes Madison back to her place, she has a copy of Mark Twain's The Innocents Abroad. One reoccurring theme in Twain's book is how he finds himself bored and even angered by places where history and culture is exploited for profit. The voiceovers of Madison narrating after the title sequence were created with an actual AI voice creator. No actual recordings of Emily Tennant were used in the voiceovers. I'm going to be 100% honest.
Hmm.
When I heard these voiceovers and I was looking at the cast, so I wrote down their names right, I
Yeah.
was trying to find a tie in to Megan because
Mhm.
the voiceover in this sounded
Yeah,
so much like Megan.
it did. It did.
You got anything?
Yep. Yeah, I actually had every single thing you just said, so I don't have much now. But I did write that it was filmed. This was completely filmed in Vancouver. This was a Shutter original, and I love the tagline. We got a tagline of "Be careful who you follow," which holy shit, absolutely nails this movie. And like I said, everything else I got, you already said. Won't repeat the shit. So that's all I got. Go watch
And then
Influencer. What do you
one
got?
more I just looked up when we were talking about like how the opening credits was
Hmm.
wild.
Yeah.
It says the opening credits did not start until more than the 26-minute mark
Yeah,
into the
oh yeah, I think I
story.
wrote this. Oh yeah, I wrote 26-minute opening credits. What? Love it. Like, dude, that I
Dude,
was so confused.
I thought I
Like,
had already watched the opening credits by the time they came up. I was like, huh?
right? Yeah, that was wild. Like I'd never seen it. Oh
Insane.
man, I this is a good movie. I liked
All
it.
right, dude, go watch Influencer. Until
Go
then,
watch
I'm
it.
Hacky, this guy right here.
Just Justin, peace.
We out.